RHOA Season 17, Episode 12 Review, Basketball, Bad Blood, and Bravo's biggest mess yet. If you thought the ladies of Atlanta were finally going to take a break from arguing, well, bless your heart. Episode 12 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 17 proved that peace doesn't live in Atlanta. It packs its bags and leaves every time these women walk into the same room. What started as a heartfelt charity basketball event quickly turned into another episode filled with side eyes, fake smiles, whispered conversations, bruised egos, and enough shade to block the Georgia sunshine. This week's episode wasn't built around one gigantic explosive fight. Instead, it gave viewers something almost worse, a slow burn. The tension kept building until you knew somebody was going to snap eventually. Let's get into this mess. Bailey Bowl is back, but so is the drama. Cynthia Bailey brought back the Bailey Bowl, hoping everyone could come together for a little friendly competition. Now let's be honest, whenever a housewife says they want everyone to have fun, that's Bravo code for somebody is leaving mad. The basketball court quickly became another arena for emotional fouls. Instead of focusing on charity, teamwork, or sportsmanship, the ladies spent more time keeping score of old arguments than basketball points. Even people sitting on the sidelines looked uncomfortable because everyone knew the real game wasn't basketball. It was who could throw the most subtle shade. Mission accomplished. Angela isn't backing down. Angela continues proving she isn't scared of anybody. She refuses to let anyone rewrite history. Every conversation somehow circles back to the same issue. Who started talking first? Who attacked whose marriage? Who spread rumors? Who lied? The answers seem to change depending on who's holding the peach. Angela stood firm that she wasn't going to apologize simply because someone else's feelings got hurt. Whether she's right or wrong, one thing is certain. She's giving the producers plenty of material. Shamea finally hits her breaking point. One of the biggest surprises was seeing Shamea become emotional. Normally she carries herself with confidence and humor, but this episode showed a much more vulnerable side. After being questioned repeatedly, she started wondering if the group was intentionally trying to isolate her. That's never a good place for a housewife. Once someone feels excluded, alliances start shifting. Private conversations become public. Receipts suddenly appear. Friends become enemies overnight. Welcome to Atlanta. K. Michelle is playing chess. K. Michelle continues to be one of the most unpredictable additions this season. One minute she's talking about her health. The next she's quietly observing everyone else's mess. Unlike some of the ladies who react immediately, K. Michelle seems perfectly comfortable letting everyone else expose themselves first. She's collecting information, watching reactions, making mental notes, and judging by the preview. She's finally ready to unload. That Scotland trip may become her moment. Portia is thinking about business. While everyone else argues about friendships, Portia Williams appears focused on securing the bag. She talked about selling her home, growing her business, and turning personal headlines into financial opportunities. Honestly, that's probably the smartest strategy anyone had all episode. People may gossip today, but businesses can keep paying tomorrow. Portia has learned that reality television fame eventually fades. Money doesn't have to. Drew is surprisingly calm. Can we talk about Drew? For once, she wasn't the center of every argument. That's almost suspicious. Instead, she spent time rebuilding friendships and staying relatively drama-free. Don't get too comfortable though. Reality television has a funny way of pulling everyone back into chaos. Especially when group trips start. Kelly gets a reality check. Every Housewives franchise eventually gives us the financial conversation. This week belonged to Kelly. Meeting with a financial advisor isn't exactly glamorous television, but it reminded viewers that even reality stars have budgets. Luxury lifestyles aren't free. Designer handbags don't magically pay for themselves. Eventually someone has to open the bank account. Sometimes the numbers aren't as pretty as the Instagram photos. Nobody really won. Here's the funny part. Everyone argued. Everyone defended themselves. Everyone claimed victory. But honestly, nobody actually won. Friendships became shakier. Trust continued disappearing. Old wounds stayed open. And viewers were left wondering how these women are supposed to survive an international vacation together. Short answer: probably not peacefully. Scotland is about to change everything. If this episode was simply setting the table, Scotland looks ready to serve the entire meal. International trips are where housewives history gets made. People get exposed. Secrets come out. Friend groups explode. Somebody cries. Somebody storms off. Somebody threatens to leave. Somebody always says they're done. Then they show up at dinner anyway. Bravo vacations remain undefeated. Final thoughts. Episode 12 wasn't the loudest episode of the season, but it quietly built the pressure that's about to explode. The Bailey Bowl gave us laughs. Angela and Shamia gave us tension. Michelle gave us suspense. Portia gave us business. Kelly gave us reality. Now all roads lead to Scotland. If the previews are any indication, episode the 13th of May finally deliver the fireworks fans have been waiting for. Atlanta isn't calming down, it's only getting messier. And honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way.